So Glenn Dickinson, Craig Bottrell back out there. Bottrell won his opening heat race by a long way. Michael Keane, Greg Clark, Brendan Dickinson, Jamie Landrigan, Grant Chisholm and Kyle Francis, your starters in this one, along with the 15 of Alan Chapman. Matt, you've been outside for a couple of races. It's been a pretty good night of racing so far.
It's a great night, mate, and good crowd. Just had a chance to mingle downstairs and watch from ground level and really get behind this local speedway. I am so impressed with this lighting system. I mean, this is really, really well done. Recently done, I hear, too.
Yep, it was done in two stages. Went from Palmer's around to Cardinal, so half the track was done 1 year, and then when COVID hit, they were able to get the second half, the back straight, done while basically the lockdown was in place. It was done ahead of schedule, so the whole speedway has been done. Mick Murray, the Minister for Sport, opened the lighting system the opening night this year. Said via voice activation, lights on, and on they popped.
How cool. That's such a great addition. And what you're saving with LEDs, not only the cost, but the light spill that would travel into the air. So really from down the road, you wouldn't even see the lights would be on.
No.
As the pace chute pulls infield, this is the second round of competition for the limited sprint cars here tonight. Great field once again. And a cast of 9 headed by Dickinson and Craig Bottrell in the mix of this race. He's starting down in 8th position in car number 4. Lights are out. Here we go.
Yes, so Michael Keane and the 30 of Jamie Landrigan will get us underway. Green lights are activated. Keane got it the best of the start. Landrigan in second place. Oops, trouble. One car is bouncing up and down like a pinball. That was the 6th car. They've got away with it. No, they haven't. They've got one car on top of another down there in Cardinal's Corner, and the yellows have had to come on. That car that was bouncing up and down violently was Greg Clark in the 6. But there was 2 other cars that were hooked up.
When you get a chance, can you please politely say over the
Chisholm. All about set to go. They're sedate at this stage. Green lights are on. Good start this time for both cars on the front row. But Keane again gets the best of it down at the end of turn 1. They got safely through this time. Here comes the first movers by Alan Chapman around the outside. Moves into second place and is out after Keane.
So they settle into a groove this time. One car running really high. Contact the middle of turn 3 and 4. And we'll go yellow once again. Not 1 but 2 cars in the fence. And it's Bottrell with the big damage here in car 4. It's a broken shock absorber at least on his 4 machine as it limps into the pits. But 2 cars, once the dust clears, down in Palmer's turn. I was watching the white car at the back of that shot. And then it was Stacks on the Mill just in front.
Yeah, so Kyle Francis in the 24 is the white car, and the 6 of Greg Clark about 30 metres further ahead are the 2 cars involved. Just the 6 cars left out of the 9 that started this one. But we still do have our front row. 116 of Keane, and on his outside, Jamie Landrigan in car number 30. Keane got the best of the first start. Landrigan got the best of the second start, but Keane on both occasions led at the end of the main straight, if that makes any sense. Here's the restart. Away we go. Keane gets the best of it once again. Landrigan's there. Oh, that was close as well. Trying to come through as Chapman, get around Chisholm to go into 3rd place. So run the back straight the first time. Keane showing plenty of car speed out in front.
Chapman was very lucky on the main straight not to upend his Penrite number 15 while Keane and Landrigan lead. Chapman drops back into 3rd place now ahead of Chisholm, Dickinson and Brendan Dickinson. They argue over the 4th and 5th positions heading down the back straight in this one.
Out in front it still Keane. Landrigan trying to close him down. The margin as they cross the lines, 0.7. Back into Chapman, Chisholm. Oh, one upside down right in front of us. The 44 car of Brendan Dickinson has tumbled over here in the main straight, and that has brought on the Reds.
Steering wheel quickly out of his 44. We just caught that heading towards the wall on the right-hand side here.
Well, I've got the replay here. He's backed it in, and up and over it's gone.
Now, was there contact prior to that?
Here we go.
Or did he come in hot on his own? He did, just backed it in. Tail tank first, then upside down in the 44. And we go red. And then there were 5, Crowe. Who's going to survive this one with Keane and Landrigan to come back to the restart.
Yeah, well, the track has really dried out. They've been out there for a while. And it's Keane leading Landrigan as they move out of turn number 1 and 2 on this restart and back down the back straight. Back in third is Chapman, then Chisholm. And the last of the 5 is Glenn Dickinson as they put another lap together. Keane has a handy lead.
So everybody running the bottom now, particularly in turn number 4. That was advantageous from one of the cars going into turn number 1. Nonetheless, they continue. But it's Michael Keane really on the curb coming out of the final turn in the Keane Brothers entry, car number 116. Landrigan trying to go with him, and they've checked out on Chapman, Chisholm and Glenn Dickinson, the remaining cars in this limited sprint car heat race.
Well, the battle is actually for 4th place at the moment between Chisholm and Dickinson as our race leader has put another lap down, has 5 laps to go. Keane leading handily by 2 seconds over Landrigan. Chapman third, and the battle is still on for 4th, Chisholm and Dickinson, but the further this one goes, this car looks really, really strong tonight. The 116 leads across the strike this time. There's a 16.183 and leads by 2.5 seconds.
And still 3.5 laps remaining. Landrigan is going to have to settle for second. Everybody taking liberties on the curb on the inside through turn number 1. So that pile of dirt really is slowing the cars up. So the further you go in, the slower your laps are going to be. Landrigan with the rear disc brake just starting to glow aboard his car number 30. Chapman still runs in third spot, and for Chisholm and Dickinson, those are the guys. That's the only battle to talk about with just 2 laps remaining.
So out of turn 1 and 2 he goes. 116 Michael Keane runs down the back straight. His last time was a 16.323. Landrigan still in second, still third Chapman. Still the battle for 4th rages on between the 33 of Chisholm and Dickinson. That's the only position that possibly could change. 116 though, Michael Keane looking at goods running down the back the final time.
116 is going to add another 1 to his name tonight, because that is a dominant victory in a race that took a long time to get done. Second will be Landrigan. Third will be Chapman aboard the Penrite Oils entry. We are back to Grant Chisholm and Glenn Dickinson, the only car surviving in the heat race there that saw no less than 4 casualties. But give it to Michael Keane by just over 3 seconds from Landrigan, who set his fastest lap of the race on the very last lap. And Alan Chapman completing the top 3 in an endurance race that was a limited sprint cars here in Collie.
Now, Matt, we don't condone the excessive